I'm David Meltzer, live at the greatest stadium ever created. And I'm blessed to be here with one of the greatest speakers that I know, the incredible Raul Lopez Jr. with Tag Talks.
Yeah, this is fun. Look at where we're at.
They turned off the music, bummer. Anyway, I got to participate in my first Tag Talk, and not listening to my own be more interested than interesting as I came in and out, really wanting to understand the vibe, the frequency, and the community of Tag Talk, which blew me away. I forgot to ask the most important question, what does TAG stand for? And of course, as we work together more and we've grown the brand and grown the rooms, it really made sense why I was so attracted to the frequency. So just to start off, the idea of TAG means what?
TAG stands for transparency, acceptance, and growth. It's based on sharing personal stories of overcoming struggles, overcoming trauma in our lives. The whole thing started with my personal story, childhood trauma at 7, started doing drugs at 9, had my first child at 14, and then got 13, and then I got incarcerated. I got incarcerated for the majority of 10 years. I ended up in San Quentin prison. And then I got out, and something told me there's more. Figuring out later was God, universe. There's more to life than what you're living. And I started sharing my story. And I realized the impact it had on people. And people started asking me to help them share their story. And I had to think about it, because I was doing different events. I had to think about it. I go, what are we doing here? And I'm like, well, we're being very transparent in who we are and what we do. We've accepted the life that we've lived, the experiences that we've had. And I learned when I share my story, I grow just as much as the person listening. So TAG, transparency, acceptance, and growth.
And within TAG is an interesting thing, because a lot of people today, especially on social media, they understand everyone has a story to tell, but not every story has a lesson.
Right.
And it's really important to me to be aligned with people that want to teach, empower, and to share lessons, because for me, life's about these lessons, and the lessons will keep on coming until we learn them.
Yes.
That's why I call it resolve and resolution.
Yeah.
So when you're standing on a stage at TAG and you're participating in a mastermind with TAG, and we're going to be providing so many other things to not only teach people how to share a story, but most importantly, how to convey a lesson that's going to allow others not to pay the dummy tax, like going to San Quentin or losing over $100 million. What are some of the techniques that people learn from participating in TAG in order to effectuate not only how to tell the story, but how to teach a lesson?
So what I teach is I tell people that your wisdom is not common knowledge, completely different things. Everybody knows, when the light turns green, you go. When the light turns red, you stop. But wisdom is what we learn in life from the good, the bad, and the ugly, all things, right? So the first thing I help people to understand is that your story is worthy of being told. Most people are silent, right? And I was just listening to some earlier, and it said, silence is like cancer, it grows. If you seclude yourself, and you're quiet, you'll continue to seclude yourself and continue to be quiet. So we have to step up, we gotta share that story. The wisdom comes from, the lessons come from the hard times for the most part, sadly. It comes from the hard times, it comes from losing $100 million, it comes from a life on the streets and in prison. But we gain the wisdom. So what I teach is wisdom points like a decision. A decision is not a small thing. When you make a true decision, you change your life. When I made a decision, when I got out of prison, I said, I'm going to change my life. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I went forward, and I took new actions, and I did new things. So just that decision is what changes people. So if we're talking about wisdom and what we do at TAG and what we teach and what we train, is just to help you understand, help people understand the power of a decision, the power of knowing that the good, the bad, and the ugly things that have happened in their lives will change their lives and others. I always say this, people will pay you for your past to improve their future, right?
Right.
There's wisdom in all that.
Yeah, that's for sure. And within that wisdom, I remember a lot of times when I was with my mom, she would look at someone that was being arrested or somebody that was in trouble on TV, and she'd look at me and she'd say, you're one decision away from being that person.
Yeah.
And so understanding the lessons and stories to do that. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. What are some of the things that are going to be coming up that people can participate in with our TAG program as we're building more of a community and a bigger program? What's coming up?
All right, so we've got two things that we're doing, and we're flipping them quarterly. So one that we're honored to partner with you with is the VIP dinner. VIP dinners right prior to our events. We have expansion coming up. Expansion is our mastermind. Right? It's a VIP dinner, and then it's a full day mastermind with a yacht cruise for VIPs and some fun stuff after. And then that's May, the end of this month. And then we have June, where we go back into a full Tag Talks event. That's a 2-day event. Also, there'll be a good dinner there. And it's people sharing their personal stories. And then we're bringing in various celebrities and influencers to share their wisdom and how they got to financial level. Because a lot of people understand that they have trauma or things have gone wrong in their lives. And they'll come and they'll listen to that and they'll be inspired and they'll take the wisdom we're talking about. But then they want to know, what do I do with it? So we bring in these amazing people who have success, financial success, business success, life success, and we teach and we train around that also. So yeah, June 21st, 22nd in Los Angeles is going to be the next one.
So in these events too, you have an opportunity not only to listen to, but to participate and to have, and that's why I instituted the VIP dinner side, to actually get to know the people that can help you with mentorship, coaching, training, to take it to the next level. So as someone who steps on a stage and it resonates with you, you have some sort of alignment with the wisdom that they're sharing. There's actually, for me, a programmatic execution component of being able to work with you, or work with me, or work with Fort Riley, or work with Bucky O'Deal, or work with these people.
Yeah.
And that's why the 1-2 punch between having the VIP experience, the yacht experience, and the talks, and the masterminds, all accumulate and aggregate into a quantitative value of giving you more options, more opportunities, and more touches of favor to use the wisdom that's shared and make it your own. If you, as we finish up, could articulate one objective, one takeaway that you, as the creator of it, someone that's worked for years, you've had the biggest speakers in the world, the billions of the world, just so many different great minds up on stage, what would you want for people if they said, you know, oh, why should I come in May? Why should I come in June?
Two things. The biggest thing for me, it's a calling from above, is for people to heal. To hear these powerful stories of overcoming challenges in their life, whether it be a childhood trauma or losing a family member or whatever it might be, is to heal and understand that there is life beyond. And if that trauma has affected them and taken them off path, I call it, that there's a way back and you come back. So each speaker that does come and get on the stage, and we do all the marketing for them and videos, and we do a lot of things for them to be seen and to be found, they're also sharing that wisdom and they're changing people's lives. That's the core of Tag Talks. Come, understand you're not the only one, and that there are tips and tools that you can use to change your life.
And you have changed your life. You are a testament to change your life. Last question real quick before we close it out. I guess at the age of 16, you were sentenced to 10 years in prison.
I was 14 first time I got incarcerated, and I spent the majority of the next 10 incarcerated.
And when you got sentenced, if somebody would have told you this would be your life, sitting here with the amazing people you're around at SoFi Stadium, and that you're the one that's empowering thousands of people for a better life, to make better decisions, and to live their transparency, and then give them their growth, what would you have said to yourself if I told you this is going to be your reality?
I wouldn't have believed it in any means. I would have laughed. I would have said, nah, that's not for me. I would have probably said I don't even want to do that, because the mindset that I was then was a whole other person, right? So I would have just said, no, that's a joke. And honestly, sadly, that's a subculture, I call it, of that lifestyle of the prison life. And I met a lot of people back then who had that same mind, and they would brag more about how much time they got in prison than, going to college or something else, right? So yeah, my mind back then, I would have never have thought for a second. I've never planned to be or do what I'm doing today.
You will never overachieve your own self-image. If you want to increase your self-image, then come join us at Tag Talks. We have so many different great experiences, masterminds, speeches. Come and see us.
Yes.
Tag Talks. Where can people find you, Raul?
They can find me at RaulLopezJr.com. They can find me at tagtalks.org. Either one of those will come directly to me if you send an email, and we can chat more about speaking at our events, attending our events, just learning and growing about anything that we're doing.
At the very least, come have dinner with us.
Yeah.
Be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Come and join Raul Lopez Jr. and I anytime, any place. Thank you so much. This is Dave Meltzer with Entrepreneurs, the Playbook.
All right, we'll do quick photos. 3, 2.